Welcome back. Should be the same video. Honestly, it's been so hectic lately, it's hard to keep track of these videos, but we're here. It's Wednesday. I believe I opened the camera yesterday. Yeah, yesterday morning when we were on the road, and I believe I filled you guys in about this trade, which was a sell that we eventually lost. I called this one out on the live chat with the community. Then I re-entered a buy later that day, and that trade lost this morning. Now that's 2 consecutive losses, and November is a great month so far for the year, but still we're in profit. Not as much a profit as we were on the 10K live. We moved from $317 to now $260. So within 2 trades, it lost about $70, which is pretty good for me. I sent this trade as well out to the community. I have 1 position there and a buy limit a little bit lower right there. So if price should come down and tap me in on that trade, then I'll be in on 2 positions. But this is how it's looking. It's Wednesday, like I said, and I wanted to give you guys a full trade breakdown, but honestly it's one thing over and over. Usual liquidity being swept, on the 15 and 5, and on the 15 minute this price right here is barely touching a fair value gap, as well as on the 5 minute, but it's more defined on the 15. And then the high that was formed before this leg of price action that broke liquidity and filled the fair value gap, that high was broken impulsively with a full close and fair value gaps. Price retraced into it. I took the buy, anchored stop at nearest swing and not the external low. It's possible that I would give it room should price come down while I'm at the chart or so, but if not, then I'll just accept the loss and hopefully I can get back in on a re-entry. If not, then such is life, but that's the amount of risk I'm willing to take. But we're here, still alive. I probably sound repetitive at this point, so I ain't gonna drag on this video. We're just gonna come back in once we get to any of our areas of interest, either the buy limit at the bottom here or right above here where there's a fair value gap on the 5 minute. Take profit is set here because this is where the fair value gap begins on the 15 minute. So just being cautious of all the variables. And yeah, I'm gonna come back and check in with you guys once we get to any of our points of interest. What going on? So it's the next day, Thursday, and as you can see, hopefully you can see on the screen, we're still holding yesterday's trade. We're still deep in profit. Let me just barely got any percentage left, so I ain't gonna plug this shit up. Gemini. Sorry. But yeah, here we are in this trade, and I'm gonna check the trade section of MT5 just to show y'all. I ain't wanna see, but I'm gonna check it to show y'all. The numbers reversed to me, so I can't tell. I can tell it's a 3-digit number now, but yeah, I just watch it too. We're that much up in profit. That's the 10K, and I have this trade open across the other accounts as well. I honestly don't want to show y'all the account until it passes, but why not? Y'all's the fam. I can't keep things from y'all, so let me just be as transparent as I possibly can be. So I hope you're seeing the different balances and stuff there. But yeah, the take profit that I sent out to the community yesterday was actually here. So that take profit got hit around like 2 a.m. this morning. And you might be watching and wondering like, okay, so if you take profit and your target get hit, then why the fudge are you still in this trade? Good question. When we look on the 15, my target is actually the beginning of a fair value gap on the 15. Now, the only reason I honestly decided to hold this trade is because today is a bank holiday. I think, I'm not sure, but I think today is Thanksgiving. And if my memory serves me right, throughout the years, whenever it's like a holiday or so for America, the prices just move like really slow with small candles, but in one general direction. So the idea is to kind of test what I've learned, see if I can apply that knowledge and capitalize off it. I know it's a bit in a sense it's risky, because I'm in profit, I'm at my target. This is not the way I trade after I'm from point A to point B trader. So after I get from point A to point B, I don't care what happens after. But there are ways of improving, you know, and you wouldn't know until you try it. You wouldn't know until you have actual skin in the game, so you can learn and remember that learning experience better, if it makes sense. Like having emotions to tie memory to is easier to remember than, you know, you just trying to remember something without any type of emotions connected to it. And if I can be in a trade and at my target in profit and still manage to hold this trade until we get to a more I want to say a further target that still aligns with my strategy, right? I'm just not always able to hold trades for longer than the lowest hanging fruit, I should say. ICT people, big up yourself. But yeah, that's the main idea. Practicing discipline, practicing patience. I already sent it out to the community, so for those persons who got in on the initial entry, and then I updated the chat and filled them in about a possible re-entry at 26.92. The price didn't come that way. Price came to 27.02 and then started going back up. Hopefully somebody got to catch it when it come down to 7.02. I didn't get to catch the re-entry at 7.02 because my buy limit was at 26.92 with the same risk parameters, same stop loss, same take profit at 27.93. So everybody take profit would be hit by now. So possibly gonna pause the recording because there's really not much I can give you guys. Maybe a trade breakdown would be nice at this point if the video isn't already too long, but let's get into it. So if we just had a quick zoom out right now, we'd see that last week was a banger. Even though I remember this trade, I think in the last video I was saying something about price came close to our stop loss in this one and then gave us profit. It was not that. It was price came close to our stop loss, almost took us out, and then gave us a chance to get out of the trade at break even, a little bit above profit. I remember this trade now, a little bit above profit, and then went to our stop loss. So I managed to update the team, everything while we were back in profit before price came to our stop loss. So this ended up being a break-even trade on Friday, leaving our win rate for Saturday at 100%. Now for the new week, coming into the new week, I didn't take any trades on Monday. Right, I didn't take any trades on Monday, didn't find any. And on Tuesday, we took 2 trades. The first one was a sell, which was a loss, and the second one, which was a buy, was also a loss. So we humbly took those 2 trades, one for 46.8 pips and the other for 77.9, basically 78 pips. The thing about these trades, however, it's all reduced risk. Both of these trades were low probability trades, so I sent it out with reduced risk. I entered with reduced risk, and this trade as well that was sent out yesterday was also reduced risk. So these 2 trades were reduced risk, but this trade that I sent out yesterday, it was also a low probability trade, but I felt a bit more comfortable. It was a low probability trade to call out, but to me the confirmations were met. We had a sweep of all this liquidity here, 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 even all here. So this leg of price action right there took all this liquidity, and it even filled or touched this fair value gap. I don't know if you could see this fair value gap beginning here and ending here on this bull candle. So it came all that way and retraced into that fair value gap, and price did not close below these lows. It did not close inside that fair value gap, and you know the high, let me just see if I could mark it up real quick. This high was actually formed before all those lows were broken and before that fair value gap was filled. So you know me, just looking at the swing or area of interest that was formed before liquidity is taken or a fair value gap is filled, and price shot up above this high that was formed before the fair value gap was filled and liquidity was taken. So those are 2 very, very important confirmations when it comes to my strategy. and we closed above it. Immediately after closing above it, we had a small pullback with the candle. Next, I entered on that candle, which left a full close, but the only reason I surely entered on that candle was because this fair value gap that exists below it would act as support if price should choose to come all the way down. So if price came all the way down, it's possible that I would have gotten a second entry at 26.69, you know, or 26.70. But price did not choose to come all that way down, and even though we had all these fair value gaps to the downside, we need to pay attention to the fact that we just took liquidity and filled a fair value gap. If we didn't take liquidity and fill that fair value gap to the downside, then these fair value gaps coming down would have more strength or weight or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, having these fair value gaps after touching that fair value gap in the past and taking liquidity, it's older, it's stronger, it's more important, it has more weight. So when price closed above there, I sent this trade out to the community, entered it with my normal risk. Usually I'd risk 0.05 lot, and my stop loss would be anywhere between, let's say, $30 to $70. That's my usual risk per trade. And for this trade, it was costing me about $40 something at stop loss. So the reason I'm mentioning the risk that I had on this trade and the previous two trades is the previous two trades were both reduced risk, and I'll close the trade on the live account with SiegFund so I can demonstrate to you guys, even though we had 2 consecutive losses this week, yeah, so that trade is closed. And currently, if I stop trading right now, let me just focus this device, right? So currently, if I could stop trading right now, I would be up. I hope you guys can see it right there, right? Yeah, so I'd be up in profit, $16, but still in profit nevertheless, and it's all due to risk management. If I wasn't able to decrease my lot size for trades that I believe to be low probability because I couldn't find all of the confirmations that I look for, then, you know, I minimize the losses should I take any. Now, on a trade where I am a bit more confident, I leave my risk at the normal amount. This doesn't mean when I find a high probability trade, I'll increase my risk. No. It means my risk remains constant. The only thing that happens to my risk is decreasing. I do not increase my risk. There's a maximum threshold, and that corresponds with the account size. It doesn't matter if I make 20% of the account, I still keep my risk the same, because that 20% to me is what I made with the account balance, not the entire account as it grows. Yes, compounding is cool, but if I'm compounding, it's in a separate balance. You know, I don't want to compound on my trading account. If I make 10% or 20% in the month, I would like to withdraw those earnings, put it into a separate account, and build that account. So let's build that account with 20% every month, rather than build this current account 20% by 20% by 20% every month, where I'll have to start adjusting my stop loss, adjusting my lot size. Nah, I just don't want to do that. I prefer to, you know, take it one step at a time. Anyhoozle, I basically explained the whole idea behind this trade, the confirmations, the reason for entering it, where we are with the SiegFund 10K account, the live account. It's no longer a challenge. Let me just, okay, $328. We started this week at 317, so it's the highest it's been right now since we're live. And if we were supposed to go over there to withdraw, we'd see that we're currently eligible for a $295 payout. I said I wouldn't take the withdrawal last week because I'm waiting until the end of the month. It's currently the 28th. So in 3 days, this month should end. 1, 2, well, 2 days, and I'll possibly do the withdrawal in next week's video for next week Monday. Yeah, because I would submit a withdrawal over the weekend, but then it takes the entire weekend to process, and for some reason I don't want to do that. I also love to create that video showing how to withdraw from Binance P2P for persons mainly in the Caribbean or outside the US, because there are a lot of other places in the world where you have to deal with similar restrictions like we deal with in Guyana. So a lot of brokers don't work directly with our local banks. So brokers and online merchants, cryptocurrency places and stuff like that, the few places that aren't banks actually work with these countries outside the US that have certain restrictions on them. One of the merchants would be Binance. It's a great way to transact business, send and receive money, and it doesn't have to be solely crypto, purely crypto. I'll be showing you guys how to withdraw from Binance P2P directly to your local bank account, regardless of where you are in the world. They have most payment options for most countries, because it's people from around the world. So a bank might not be able to do it, a country might not be able to do it because of individual restrictions, but the individuals in the country might have some way of sending and receiving funds, and Binance is like a place that connects us all on one platform. So different persons around the world might be able to bypass restrictions depending on the country you're in. So since cryptocurrency isn't necessarily banned in any of these countries, yeah, it would be easier to just send them the crypto and have them send you the funds, rather than you try to get the crypto directly to your bank and your bank don't accept it, but it accepts US dollars, so you can send it to that person and that person sends you the US dollars. So that's the main idea behind it. But I promised the guys in the chat room with the other professional Guyanese traders that I do that video showing them how I withdraw. It's been about 2 weeks now, honest. But the reason I haven't done it is because I would have to deposit my own funds. Like I would have to purchase the crypto, deal with the fees from the bank, put the crypto on Binance. Actually, I'd be buying it on Binance, then sending it over to P2P so I can sell it at a less rate than what I bought it for. So I'd be losing money again, and then pay the fees when the bank takes out for the transaction for wiring into my account. So yeah, I'd be doing that video to pay fees. But in this case, where it's a withdrawal and not my actual funds, yeah, I can do this with more peace of mind. Still not in any rush. I still have to find some type of balance, because personally I would leave this in till December. I would just the ability to withdraw on demand, I like that, right? But it's still not saying that once I withdraw right now, I wouldn't be able to withdraw the next 2 weeks, and I couldn't do that then. But I still have the video to do, so I'll make the withdrawal possibly tomorrow or today. It's really not an issue to me. And if I get those funds in my Binance, then maybe I could do the video over the weekend. Maybe I could begin the video, because I understand these transactions would take more than a day to complete. So I'll need to make that video over the course of a few days, because I intend on showing you guys the entire process. This is me trading. I'll show you the withdrawal from SiegFund. I'll show you the withdrawal through Binance P2P, and I'll also go to the bank and show you the withdrawal from the ATM. So it's a process, but I would like to really do that video to clear up any doubts for anyone that is thinking about getting into Forex. You're wondering if it's real, if it's possible. As a Guyanese, I can't scam you. There's literally nothing that I want from you. There's literally nothing that that I could take from you, or you could lose by me just telling you what I do, right? If you don't want to hear what I do, you can click off the video. If you want to find out what I do, you can literally watch these videos. You don't even need to watch my videos. You could just search what is Forex trading on YouTube, and you'll see that this is all possible. Persons can actually make money in their house from their phone and an internet connection. So hey, I ain't gonna keep rambling on this video to make it too lengthy. We it's just a process, man. We're here. I'm grateful for making it this far. I'm grateful for everyone who, you know, has been with me for the entire journey, and there's still a lot more to go. We're now getting started, to be honest, so I'm gonna keep filling you guys in on the entire process. I'm probably gonna, if I do this withdrawal today, I'm gonna close this video here and create a brand new one, so it could just be mainly focused on that withdrawal. No trade breakdown, no trades, no anything, just solely the withdrawal, showing you guys that it's possible. And hopefully that could, I mean, it's not $1 million or nothing, but still it's $300 richer, you know. It's $300 more that you didn't have yesterday. And if somebody could learn this skill and see it making a difference in their life, it's possible that you make $3,000 in a week or a month or whatever the case is. But it starts here, and the little steps, you know, the small bites, they add up. They lead to you making $3,000 a week or $3,000 a day. And to some it might seem unrealistic, but to you, you understood the process, you understood where you come from, you understood you used to be making $30 a week, you know, and still satisfied with trading, because you understood that $30 is the same as $3,000, or $30,000. It's the same distance move, it's just a larger lot size. So we'll be doing the same thing on a $100,000 account in the future to come. But for right now, we're on a 10K, and we made it live to 10K, and we made 3.3% on a 10K. That's not bad. On a $100,000 account, that's 3,300. So the concept is all that matters. Learning the skill is what really matters. The money is just a trade-off of the skill. And I really hope that, like I said, I could at least clear up some doubt. It doesn't have to inspire, it doesn't have to motivate, because I'm not flexing a Lambo or anything like that. But I really hope that, you know, I clear the doubt up. And if you are thinking about making that step to start trading or start learning how to trade, then hey, I hope this encourages you to take that step, man. But that's gonna be it for this video. Not gonna keep it running for too long, even though the trade is still going up, which is nice, very nice to see. We'll end it here and come back in on a brand new video, hopefully when I get to withdraw and show you guys the full process, from me withdrawing at SiegFund to withdrawing at the ATM. Gonna be taking you through it. But until then, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in another one. Peace.